Hi guys, Davey here from phonebuff.com, and in this video I'm doing a review on the HTC Sense for user interface found on the HTC One series, like the One X, the One S, in this case the Evo 4G LTE variant from Sprint. But with that said, let's go ahead and get right into the review. First thing I'll look at on Sense is the home screen. So right now I have 5 home screens on my phone. Of course, if I wanted more, I could just pinch out and hit add panel, just like that. Of course, if I don't want 7 panels, which is the maximum, I can just press and hold on them and remove it just like that. So pretty cool ability to customize your home screen just like that. I could actually get it down all the way to 1 if I really wanted. So that's that with the home screen. The next thing I want to show you is the app launcher. So of course, first you have this app dock right here, which is customizable. And these icons actually show up on your lock screen, which I'll get into in just a second. But let's go ahead and look at the app launcher. So your apps are not scrolling up and down anymore. It's side to side, just like ICS. You have all your pages right here. If you want to look at the top apps that you use most often, you hit this frequent tab. And these are the apps that I use most often. So I have 5 apps going down and 4 across, so that's 20 apps in total. Most of the time, this will be, the page where you'll find the apps that you most commonly use. If you go to downloads, these are the apps that I've downloaded myself from the Google Play Store. And you have a little Play Store icon right over here, which is a nice little shortcut. So if you're trying to get into the Play Store, instead of having to look for it or make a separate shortcut on the home screen, you can just tap on this guy and get right into it to download whatever you want. So that's the app launcher. What's really cool about the app launcher is you have this little cube effect, which is pretty much consistent throughout the whole UI. And I'll show you that within each section. But not only could you do this little cube animation, but you could also edit these tabs right here at the bottom. So say for example, you know what, I don't really care to see this downloads tab. I could actually just press and hold on it. So press and hold, and it says press and hold icons to rearrange. So say I didn't want this over here, I could just delete it like that. And let's say I just wanted my frequent tab to be first, I could do it like that as well. So hit home, and all of a sudden my launcher has been customized to exactly how I want it. I want the apps that I use most often right then and there, and then all my apps over here. So of course, you don't have to do this, but it's an option that you do have. Let's go ahead and take a look at the settings though. So I'll go ahead and hit settings. Now you'll notice right away that the settings look different from your typical ICS device. It's white background, and all the icons have been customized by HTC. Also, you have this little cool scrolling animation, which definitely gives it a nice little look. It's a little bit more polished. Basically, wherever you scroll from is however many tabs it makes. I'll go ahead and show you the personal tab from here. So the personalize tab is where you're going to customize a lot of things on your phone, just like the name implies. So you have scenes on the Sense UI, which is basically a home screen arrangement. So as you guys remember, I don't have anything on my home screens other than that one page with the clock widget. I'll go ahead and select Sprint's scene right here. So your HTC device may or may not have this, but you get the idea. I mean, you're gonna have something similar. So you can see my home screen looks a little bit different. The background is different, and I have these widgets already preloaded on my home screen. So pretty cool to have, scenes like that. And you can actually customize these scenes and change them. That way, if you're at work, you can put your work scene on. If you're at on vacation, you can put your vacation scene on, and so forth. So for example, this is the work one. If I wanted, all my productivity widgets and whatnot on my home screen, I could do so. So that's definitely a cool functionality that HTC Sense offers you. Not many other UIs, or I don't think any UIs offer you that same functionality. You could also change the skins. So the cool thing about Sense, compared to other UIs, is it really gives you the ability to customize your phone to exactly how you want, almost to the level of having a custom ROM. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating a little, but for example, right now my lock screen, I'll go ahead and show you that, looks like this. So I unlock it, this background and whatnot, and the little ring was silver. If I go over to the personalized tab and go over to the skin, let's say I like the matte black look. So this is the HTC Evo 4G LTE. It has that matte black back cover. So why not make my software match? I'm gonna choose this matte black look. I'm gonna tap apply. And it does take a second because it's changing pretty much everything on the phone. So it has to reload a lot of the UI. And there you go. Even my clock widget is matte black. Of course, my notification bar is matte black. My little app dock is matte black. And let's go ahead and look at the lock screen. And more of the same, matte black. So it's a really cool way to kind of theme your phone to whatever you want. You can do like a purple theme. I'll go ahead and show you what they have really quick. So they have this matte one that I have. They have this orangish one right here called Fractured. They have one called Infinite, which has a green hue with the dark gray. They have Serene, Aluminum, which makes everything look nice and shiny, and then the typical HTC one. Go ahead and back out of here. Another thing I want to talk about Sense is the amount of wallpapers that come. So if you hit on HTC wallpapers, unlike other phones or other manufacturer UIs, HTC loads a whole bunch of custom wallpapers on here. I mean, you just have a bunch to choose from, and a lot of them are, really, really nice. Have really, really good quality. And for example, if I wanted to choose, let me see. See, I get picky when I have too many options. Let's just choose this little waterfall right here. Actually, we'll choose this. So we'll choose this, hit apply, and there you go. You can see I changed my background like that. And it's really nice to have a little bit of options. Obviously, you could download an app for that, but I just like the fact that they include it. Speaking of things that they include, widgets is another thing. So to add a widget, you just press and hold on the home screen. And honestly, there are so many widgets that come with Sense. It's crazy. I mean, other phones come with like maybe 12 pages of widgets. You can see down here it says 24. So you have 24 pages worth of widgets, and a lot of them are done by HTC that you can kind of scroll through. So you have all these clocks. You have some apps that I downloaded myself, but most of them come stock in the phone. Most of them are from HTC. All these little toggles that you have. I mean, really nice because it gives you control over things that you normally wouldn't. Maybe applications on the market, or should I say Google Play Store, don't necessarily match the theme of your phone, where of course these ones look like just everything else. So you could actually customize or categorize what you're looking at. So for example, if you want to see widgets that were just for messaging, you could tap on it and see the messaging widgets on here. So pretty cool. Of course, we have that same little cube effect here, so we can add apps and shortcuts if we wanted. But that's all I wanted to show you there as far as the wide variety of widgets you could choose from. Another thing is the browser. So let's take a quick look at the browser. So let's go ahead and load up phonebuff.com really quick. So phonebuff.com. And I want to show you this cool feature that the HTC Sense browser has that I haven't seen on other Android browsers just yet. I have seen it on the iPhone's browser, and it's the read feature. So for example, let's say I'm reading this article, the HTC One X versus the Samsung Galaxy S3, loading it up really quick. And this is the PhoneBuff website. You have to go through some links. You have some menu options and things like that. And maybe I don't want to get to that. I just want to read the article. Of course, there's advertisements and things like that. So a good way to get out of all that is you just hit this little read feature right over here. You tap read, and just like the iPhone, it takes all that other stuff away, and you have nothing but the article. And it's a really, really nice, way to read things on your phone. And with a screen this big, you're going to be doing that a lot. So if you're on New York Times, if you're on, Huffington Post, or wherever you go for your news or articles, you're going to be able to read it, with just the text without having to worry about ads and things like that. Of course, if you want to go back to full, you can just tap full like that. So anyway, that's another feature that I like on the UI. Another thing is the camera. And I have to talk about the camera. I've talked about it in the review when I did it on this phone. I did it on the review on the HTC One S, but I have to do it again here because the camera UI on here is really nice. One is the ability to take burst shots like that. So I know phones like the Galaxy S3 has the same burst shot ability, but it's not as easy as, you have to hit a menu setting and then turn it on and then do it. This one you can do it right then and there. If you want to take one picture, do it like that. If you want to take burst, you just press and hold it. If you want to record a video, you could just press this video button and boom, you're recording a video. So really cool that you can do all that right then and there. Of course, you have all these customization options right here for all these different effects that you could apply. If you want more, you could just tap on settings, and these are all the options that you have over here. And if you tap on this effects page, you have the HDR, panorama mode, portrait, landscape, whiteboard, all these little effects. So let's go ahead and turn on whiteboard, and you can see this makes it a lot brighter. And let's do let's do I don't know, I'll show you a slow motion video really quick. So you can see that the video recording icon has a guy running in slow motion. I could just tap on this. I'll just knock this guy over and maybe just roll him around like that. Stop recording the video, and let's go ahead and watch it. This should show you how it looks. Of course, it doesn't record audio, but I think it's a pretty cool feature just to be able to watch things in slow motion. Really cool. Of course, you wanted to speed it up, you can just tap on this, and get the sped up motion based off what you want. Anyway, that is the camera app, which I definitely like on the Sense UI. And last thing I just want to talk about is the general UI. I mean, I kind of already made mentions of it as far as this whole cube 3D effect that it has, which is nice. But the UI the way the UI looks is probably my favorite features about Sense compared to the other UIs out there. I just feel like it just looks the cleanest. Not only do you have all those options to customize it and make it matte black, for example, like I did, but when you tap on, for example, the weather widget or the clock widget, your world clock has a nice 3D globe. Little things like that just make you feel like it's higher end. Your timer and stopwatch are beautiful. Here's your alarm. Let's go ahead and look at the weather, for example. So tap on weather, and you get this nice little weather forecast right here. I could go to hourly and see a little graph as far as how the weather is changing over time. Get a 4-day forecast, get weather news if I want. I still have that 3D cube effect going on. If I wanted to look at a different time zone, let's go ahead and do it. I wanted to do this little animation. So let's see if I could get, so you can see it just shifts through animations. You can see the clouds moving. You can tap on it once to get a full screen view. Just a really nice way to interact with your weather app. So anyway, that is the weather app. Of course, like I said, it's customizable. So I'll go ahead and show you a little bit more as far as how these tabs are customizable. So this is my phone app. You have your groups, call history, people, and they're all have the cube. But for example, let's say I don't ever use groups on my phone, so I'm just gonna press and hold on it. So there you go. It gets me into edit mode. Then I press and hold on it, move it out of the way. You know what? I don't really like. I want people over here. I could do it like that. Reorder it to exactly how I want, and that's why I'm saying like you really have the ability to customize your phone to exactly how you want with the Sense UI. But anyway, that's pretty much it on the Sense user interfaces. HTC Sense 4. I really do like it. I know this video went on for pretty long, but I just wanted to give you guys an in-depth look as far as the things I like. There's a bunch of things that obviously that I didn't cover. Check out the video I did comparing the Sense UI to the TouchWiz UI on the Galaxy S3. That might give you, some of the things that I didn't cover in this video. But anyway, that's it for me in this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button. It helps me out a lot. And subscribe to the channel. Thank you.